really selfish with RBIs. All right? If we go hard and low in the middle of the field the oppo way with a runner in scoring position, then we're going to get a run out of that. All right? Okay. So now we get into approach less than 2 strikes. All right? Your chances to hit something hard are better if you are convicted on one speed on your line versus trying to cover multiple speeds in multiple zones, right? That's why pitchers throw 50% breaking balls or 40% off-speed pitches, all right? Because they're trying to mess with our timing, okay? So we start with one speed in our line or in our go zone, okay? The higher conviction that you have on a line and a speed, the higher contact quality you will have, all right? At that point in time, your swing does not matter, okay? If you are convicted on a speed and on a line, your contact quality will go up, okay? The higher conviction that you have on a speed means you will have more recognition of anything not in your rhythm or the speed that you're on, all right? So that leads to lower chase percentage, okay? Now, how do I rhythm a pitcher, right? How do you get on time for a guy throwing 95 versus a guy throwing 98, okay? You have to be able to rhythm both, and it is based on when you start your load, right? You wouldn't start your load against a guy throwing 100 the same way you would against a guy throwing 87, right? The guy throwing 100, you got to start sooner so you can get the barrel there, right? And starting sooner is when you start your load so you can move forward on time to get the barrel out front and party. Make sense? All right. And then we have to have in-game awareness, right? What is he landing? What is he not landing? How is he attacking right-handed hitters versus left-handed hitters? Does he favor a side of the plate? What is his out pitch? What's his nuts on the line pitch? Okay. We will have a scouting report, and we will go over every starting pitcher and main reliever before the game starts throughout the year. Okay, we have the report. Now when the game starts, is he sticking to the report or is he pitching us differently? Right? We have to have that type of in-game awareness. Okay, so this is our approach. Okay? Number one, first and foremost, number one is fastball spit. Okay? Fastball spit means your go zone is your best 5 baseballs over the plate. Okay, that is your line is your best 5 baseballs over the plate. All right, that is the go zone. Okay, so that's the area you're hunting. You are also only on the fastball. Okay, and then any off speed that shows up, you're taking it and getting info. Right, every off speed that the pitcher throws when we're in fastball spit, you are getting info from that pitch. How does it spin? How does it break? Is it sharp? Is it loopy? How does it come out of his hand? Is it up? Is it down? Does it move side to side? Right? Everything is info that can be gathered by us at that point in time. Okay? Now, we do this for a couple of reasons. One, it means we are super committed to the fastball, right? And we are going to hammer fastball, so we're not going to miss that. Okay? The second reason could be that we don't think he can land his breaking ball. All right? So we're going to make him prove that he's going to land it over and over and over and over and over and over again in order to get us out. Okay? Last year, according to True Media, about 40% of breaking balls were actually thrown in the strike zone. Okay? There was only one team in our conference that threw a breaking ball actually in the strike zone 50% of the time, and that was Hawaii. Okay, nobody else throws a breaking ball over 50% of the time in the actual TrackMan strike zone. All right, so we have to be able to make proof pitchers that they can do that over and over and over again, first and foremost. All right. Our number 2 approach is fastball adjust. Okay, here's the rules with fastball adjust. You still must be on time to the fastball. Okay, it is fastball, then adjust. Okay, there is no I'm in between. All right, first and foremost, you are on time for his best heater. Okay, and you're on time for it to the middle of the field to the off gap. Okay, whichever one for you individually works better. Make sense? Tracking? Okay, and then If you recognize the off speed up and in your line, then you hammer it, okay? Some of you in the Google form would be, you said to hang it and bang it, right? If it's a hanger, bang it, right? You just naturally see it because you are in rhythm already and your body's moving to the direction of the field that it needs to be. Make sense? Okay? And then the third thing is sit off speed. We will rarely go to this, right? If I remember right, we went to it once last year. I don't remember a second time. I remember we did it against Max Bears. All right? If we are in this, it means that it is that guy's best pitch, and he's just going to keep on throwing the thing over 75% of the time. All right? So we're just going to start to hunt that pitch. Okay? But we will rarely be on this. It all starts with the fastball. Okay? The other reason that we do this is because we want to make pitchers work. Okay? The whole reason have an approach is, one, we have higher contact quality because we're hunting a speed and a line. All right? We're limiting our chase. Okay? And the less we chase, the harder he has to work. Okay? And we are going to force pitchers to be perfect over and over and over and over again for 9 straight innings, okay? Because chances are a pitcher can't do that, right? It is college baseball, okay? So we are going to make pitchers be perfect over and over and over again, okay? This helps the team win the pitch count war, all right? And we will talk about this a lot throughout the season. Win the pitch count war, okay? If I remember right, we had 24-ish 7-run games, at least last year, okay? 18 of our 7-run scoring games or higher, games where we scored more than 7 runs, the opponent had to throw over 170 pitches, okay? That is almost 20 pitches an inning if we actually played all 9 innings, all right? So we are going to make the pitchers work. They have to work, all right? By him working, now the starter can't get to the 7th inning. He's out in the 5th or the 6th inning. So now they have to go to the bullpen, right? And the more arms that come out of that bullpen, the more chances are that somebody blows it if the game is tight or if we're losing, right? And even if they don't blow the game, if a reliever has to throw twice in one weekend, usually it's a bad deal the second time that he throws in a weekend, right? He's not as sharp. He's a little bit stiffer, and we've already seen him, so we know what it looks like, okay? So we have to win the pitch count war, and we have to drive pitches as part of our team offense and our team approach, all right? So that is all of the why that we do it. There's an individual component to it, right? Higher exit velo means more doubles and homers, right? Lower chase percentage, good for you, good for the team you're on base for, right? Team component, make that guy on the mound work. It's a 9-on-1 offense, okay? It's not 1-on-1. He has to work as hard as he can to get everybody out 9 times through the order. And he has to do that 4 to 5 times a game. Make sense? Okay.
One thing on the sit off speed, Nordy, that is typically, guys, that's like a 1 or 2 pitches in the at bat based on, we have a pitch chart, like the opposing team's pitch chart, and it's like, okay, in a 1-1 count with a runner at second base, 5 out of 6 pitches have been breaking ball for a strike. So we get to the 5th inning, starters on the road, like we know the starter's about to maybe come out of the game, and we have that situation show up, and that would be like, okay, this pitch, because the count says this is what he's throwing, sit off speed. It could be another one that comes up a lot is guys in scoring position, first pitch of an at bat, especially maybe the second time through, where they go, okay, he's established his curveball or breaking ball a little bit, and they want to just throw the strike one in there. And so on the first pitch of the at bat, we go, hey, this has been 3 of the last 4 first pitches in this situation. Hey, on this pitch, sit off speed. After this pitch, it might be fastball adjust or fastball spin. Does that make sense? So it's not all the way through an entire at bat. Where in fastball spin or fastball adjust, that might be all the way through an entire at bat. Okay?
Okay, situational approaches, because some of the approach leans into that, all right? Situational, I put short game and punt in here. We have all of our different punts that we now know. Early, late, drag, push-ify, safety, and squeeze, okay? All of those are important. Those are strikes, plain and simple. Punt, strikes, take balls, all right? Hit and run. Hit and run, we're swinging at everything. You stay aggressive. You attack the top of the baseball, and you're trying to back cut the infield, and you're trying to hit it so hard that it skips to the warning track. Okay, that means you have some real intent in your swing. It goes anywhere on the field except the middle of the field, and you're hammering it hard and low. Okay, we're not trying to like ass out and just push it the other way, because that's when it goes high air. All right, stay aggressive with your swing. Attack the top part of the ball. Skip it to the warning track. All right. Okay. The other two situational approaches, important and first available, okay? You're in fastball adjust, okay, for both of those. Important is a man on second with no outs, all right? And I want us to really understand what important is, especially less than 2 strikes, okay? Right-handed hitters, you're trying to destroy a fastball off of the scoreboard, right? Right center gap, you're trying to destroy that thing. And then you see off speed up, and you destroy it to right center, all right? So it is fastball adjust, you're just not hooking anything because there's a man on second base, but you are trying to destroy the thing, okay? So when I talked about in my group meet text, like on Saturday, 2-1 count, Crossland in the first inning, AP on second, right? I thought the pitch was like middle to outer third, and Crossland, I guess, didn't know what I was talking about, and I look on TrackMan and the pitch is in, like, that's a good take. You can't destroy that ball off of the scoreboard. Make sense? Okay. Now, don't swing at the splitter that would have hit you in the nuts for strike 3. Right? Now we're in 3-2 count. Okay. But that's not the point. Okay. Left-handed hitters just get the barrel through and turn on everything. All right. Now we're moving the runner. But the intent is to hit the ball freaking hard. Okay. We're good on that. Good on important. When you get to 2 strikes, move the runner over. Got it? Okay. First available, I'm here, I say man on third, less than 2 outs. It could also be man on second, 1 or 2 outs. Right? It is fastball adjust, and you are attacking the first pitch that you can hit hard to the middle of the diamond. Okay? Makes sense? So where you're hitting it on the field, middle of the diamond. I'm in fastball adjust. I'm hammering it in the middle of the diamond, because I'm going to get a hit, a double or a homer, and the guy is going to score. Make sense? It's not just touching it. I want to make sure we're clear on that. We're not just touching it. We're trying to smoke baseballs. Make sense? Good? Okay. Okay. This is a swing decision chart. This is something that our interns are trying to put together for all of our guys internally. Okay? This shows at the big league level Ronald Acuna in 2023, okay, and his run value, okay? When he swung at pitches in the heart of the plate, he swung at 80% of the pitches in the heart of the plate. That is good. That's what you're supposed to swing at. He created 16 runs for the Atlanta Braves by swinging at pitches in the heart of the plate, okay? He created almost double the amount of runs by not swinging at any chase pitches. Okay, so simply by taking all chase pitches, he only swung at 16% of technical chase pitches. He created 29 runs for his offense and for himself. Okay, by not swinging at a single waste pitch, he created 16 runs for his offense and for the Atlanta Braves. Okay, so you create runs by doing damage on pitches that are over the heart of the plate. All right, you create more runs by not swinging at balls. Okay, there is more value simply by not swinging at balls. Okay, so hammer fastballs in the heart of the plate. Don't swing at balls. All right, now you create a lot of value for yourself and, more importantly, for the team. All right. Okay, 2-strike approach. Okay, this is a good one because there seem to be some not confusion, but not everybody was totally dialed in on the two-strike approach, okay? Here's the rules with two-strike approach. Okay, you are late on the fastball. All right, you will not be early on a fastball. You are late on a fastball. All right, it goes oppo to outfielder, oppo infielder. All right, and then you're not early on off speed. Okay, so you're not in between pitches. You're not like early on the fastball, so now I'm way early on the breaking ball, but I'm in between. Like, no, back the fastball up. You're not early on the off-speed pitches, right? If you back the fastball up enough, then when the breaking ball shows up for a strike, you hammer the thing, all right? You're still hitting the baseball hard and low, okay? And then also what comes into play is, does the pitcher have a fastball that you're worried about, right? If he's 86, you're not worried about his fastball. You can touch that. If he's 98 to 100, probably need to stay on his heater and then compete against the slider. Make sense? Okay? And then we've talked about this a lot, shrink the zone instead of expand the zone. And your intent now goes from trying to drive the ball to hitting the ball hard and low in the middle of the diamond, right? Or in somewhere in the diamond. Pressure the baseball, right? When I say pressure the baseball, you're still hitting the baseball hard. Pressure the baseball, okay? Okay. This goes to a little bit of our go zone, okay? This is where we were pitched in 2025. All right, this is the heat map, right-handers and left-handers of where they were pitched, okay? The chart on the left is all less than 2 strikes. The chart on the right is all 2-strike counts, not including 3-2, okay? Where is everybody throwing the baseball in college baseball? Away. All right, okay? So if your go zone is 2 through 6, pitchers aren't going to throw the baseball in the 2, right? Okay? So if you want the ball in the heart of the plate, now, not everyone, because I know Gabe, we're working on some things, and maybe a couple other guys, okay? But your go zone and what you have to hit hard has to match what is going to be thrown at us, okay? Because we can't look for a 1 or a 2 ball when nobody in college baseball is ever going to throw us that pitch. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, if we want a 1 or a 2 ball, right, then we should be on the dish. Make sense? Okay. However, we're not box adjusting with every pitch and throughout the count and at bat. Okay, where you stand in the box is where you stand in the box. All right. As soon as you start shifting up on the plate, or closer to the mound or all of this other stuff mid at bat, now you have no idea where the actual strike zone is and your eyes are changing. Okay? Make sense? Okay, but college pitchers are going to throw us away. All right? So we have to be ready to hammer those pitches. All right? Any questions on approach? What we're trying to do and why we need to do this? Good? Okay, that's it. See you guys.